Okay, we are on, and hello in Facebook land, and hello to all of you that are live on our Live Younger Zoom call this evening. This is our Monday evening community call, and we get together every Monday to do all kinds of great things. We have several very special guests tonight, and there's a little clue of something that's coming up here. And we actually have our VP of marketing with us and some special leaders that are going to share with us today. We have some announcements. We're going to talk about the app. We've got so many wonderful things. So we get together every week, and whether you can be here live or join us on the replay, we are so grateful that you took the time. This is a really important call of the week to keep you connected with what's going on with LifeWave. So we also talk about promotions, and I'm going to mention that at the end of the call. And at this time, it is my pleasure to turn things over to my partner, and he's going to carry things away on the next part of our call. There he is.
Here
Hey,
I am.
Gregory.
The
There he
magic of
is.
Zoom, magic of technology.
The
Thanks,
magic
Rob.
of Zoom.
Good evening, everyone. Such a pleasure to be with you here Monday evening. And if you've been attending some of our Monday evening calls, you know that we like to talk about, the important tools that we have and the simple methods of operation that are easy to learn, easy to do, and easy to teach. And we've got several guests tonight. They're going to talk about our most powerful tool, InTouch, and how to use that tool. And the first speaker I want to introduce comes to us with over 30 years of marketing, sales, video production, and promotion on both sides of the camera, thousands of hours on both sides of the camera. And most people don't realize that 15 years ago, he was actually the person to introduce Suzanne Summers to David Schmidt, and the rest, as they say, is history. That kind of came together. He actually helped produce some of the initial videos for LifeWave, and it took David 15 years to get him to join the team. And he's now our vice president of marketing. Him and his sales and marketing team are just doing a spectacular job creating materials and promotions and really giving us the tools that we need to take this business to the next level, to go to $1 billion together. So Jim Caldwell, such a pleasure and privilege to introduce you and welcome you to the call.
Hey, Gregory, thank you very much for those kind words. And I'm tickled to be able to share some time with you guys. I know that the Mascaris are absolutely killing it. And ever since I met you back in, I think, March of 2019, Gregory, you guys have absolutely paved the way for a brilliant group. And I know you're growing like gangbusters. So congratulations. And it's great to be here.
Thank you very much. And I'll turn this first part of the call over to you, partner.
Terrific. Okay. Well, look, as Gregory was talking about, what is the story on this app? And certainly I would be the first to say that one of the reasons why LifeWave decided to run with this app was because, it's always good to have the kind of tools that are easy to use, incredibly effective, and where you can hold basically with this tool, you can hold in your hand the capability to really kind of do your business from the phone. So now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and I think you should be able to see that and take a look at what this looks like. Now, first of all, notice that, you see that banner going across the top there, right? Everybody can see that, correct? And you notice it's talking about the promo that Gregory talked about a moment ago. Here, I'm going to go back and take a look at that. So you can go in there and you can click on that, and you can go to the PDF and take a look at what's going on specifically with that promotion. So all that is possible. Let's get back to the app. So take a look at this. Number one, what you want to do if you're new to it, and even if you've been using it for a while, you want to be sure to know everything that's here. For instance, top left-hand corner, see those 3 dashes? Some people call it the hamburger menu. I'm going to click on that and take a look at what's here. I think one of the most important buttons you can click on is the one that says training. I'm going to do that. So check it out. Look at this. So right there in front of you, it says step-by-step guide, tips and secrets for LifeWave InTouch app. We just put that up in the last couple of weeks. So some of you that have been using the app, you might not have seen this yet. I'm going to click on it. Check it out. All right. So this gets into a whole bunch of details. I'm going to turn it on its side, pull that forward a little bit, and take a look. What's here? You can, well, hang on a second. Okay, do it this way. Notice you can go and you can absolutely pull that forward and take a look at the content and understanding what is here on so many different levels. And you can read that, you can study that, you can understand exactly what's here. That's the app. There's a number of pages full of information. Look, pull that forward. Notice what's here. Take a look around. That's the first thing I would suggest to you is absolutely regularly spend some time in the app and see what's new. For instance, in the last 2 or 3, gosh, maybe what, 4 days, we added all of the patch protocol videos that have been sitting on YouTube. They're on the app now, for instance. So there's your motivation. You don't want to miss out and not be aware of what the app currently has, because my goal, of course, the company's goal, the marketing team's goal is to consistently refresh, keep it current, add things to it. So the key button it says here is to share. We'll get into that. Sharing is easy. Oh, okay, let me see. What do they mean by that? Oh, we got a bunch of languages that are possible. We'll get into that. And so all the information is here. If you walk through this document, you'll get a sense of, yeah, what is the setting up of a three-way call helper? What is that all about? Well, it's not about actually doing a three-way call through the app. No, it's about setting up helpers that you can poke and say, hey, Bill, I want to do a three-way call. Are you available in the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 45 minutes? And if you've got 3 or 4 or 5 helpers on your list and you poke them all, one of them will come back and say, yeah, I'm available in 20 minutes. And you go, perfect, I'll call you. And you'll use the conferencing capability of your phone. So that's the training. And what else is here, by the way? Well, gee, there's me doing a demonstration of the app that I did in about 7 minutes, basically kind of talking through various aspects of the app. You can look at that. How fast can you use this tool? How quickly can you send something to a prospect? That's what that video is about, et cetera, et cetera. So there's lots of information here. By the way, Phil M. Jones, remember his presentation? You might have seen it. You might have heard about it back in January of 2020. He made a presentation about 95 minutes long. We got the rights to use that for only a year. So that in the neighborhood of the end of January in 2021, that's going to go away by contract. So if you haven't looked at this in its entirety, if you'd like to revisit it, do that as soon as possible, because in the next 60 days, that probably will not be there. Okay. So there's lots of information. The point being in this administrative menu on the left. See that top button, home? You can always go there, click on that, and it takes you back home. So what's the key? Well, what do you really want to do with this app? Well, click on share. It's here that kind of everything emanates from, because it's in this area in the share section that you have various videos that you can share, information. I'm just going to scroll down through testimonials talking about the product. We've got information about the science. Here's David Schmidt recently did a presentation in the last couple of months for the RADFest, this crazy, wonderful, advanced thinking on anti-aging, age reversal, longevity, and things like that. That's there. What is phototherapy? It's all here. What about the business approach? Well, we've got a couple of videos there. I'm sure you've all have seen those. Business testimonials, subject videos. Well, there's Phil Jones again here. In case you missed it in training, it's here as well. Let me go back, sorry. And then here's the thing we did about the app way back when Paula Shaw and I were doing LifeWave. What was the name of it? Gosh, LifeWave Now. It's been so long. Event highlights are here. If you haven't seen these, by the way, it's important that you look at all the videos so you know what you're sending, of course, when you send it. So you know how to talk about what you've sent. You understand the content that was there. You can speak intelligently about the information you shared when you follow up with a prospect. How about the LifeWave experience? Well, what about the power of our InTouch app? You're definitely going to want to be able to send that to someone so that, and this specifically is here for you to look at, and you can send to other distributors, encouraging them to get on the app. Because this absolutely in about, gosh, less than 2 minutes, what, 1 minute and 45 seconds, gives you all the information basically you need to know about why this is a powerful tool. Remember I talked about the fact that you can take a look now, you can access all the patching protocols, the basics of where do you put X39, where do you put IceWave? Oh my goodness, there were 4 videos for that, weren't there? All 4 parts are there for how you place the ice wave patches. What about Y-Age? Well, here they are, okay, in all their glory right there. You can look at the video yourself, and you can absolutely share it with somebody else that has a question about placing the patches when they have glutathione. Where do I put it? You can send them the video, and in about a minute or two, they've got the information, energy enhancer, etc. Down here, we've got what we call tease sequences. If you want to just send something that's just kind of teasing a little bit about X39, you can. 41 seconds. And here's the key, though. Let me go back up and show you why this is pure magic. For those of you that have done this, let me pick one that makes here. How about when we launched X39 back in Muncie, Austria in January of 19? I'm going to click on the share button. Okay. Now what comes up first basically is a kind of a review, a message preview of language and content, whether you're texting it or emailing it, so that it's pre-written. Now you don't have to use what's here, but it certainly is a guideline. This screen right here is simply a preview. This is not where you make any changes. I'm going to click on next. Okay. Now here it says, well, top right, see that new prospect device contacts. You can go into your phone, find a prospect, and populate the first name, last name, etc. Or you can take an existing prospect, someone that's already been entered and has the content has populated the app. You can click on that. Why don't I do that? Let me go in there. Hey, I think I'll send something to a guy named James Caldwell. Oh, who's that? Oh, me. I'm going to go ahead and send something to myself. There's my phone number. All right. I think I'll use a text. Absolutely. Do I want a reminder? Do I want to remind myself that I want to follow up? Nah, I don't think I need one for this. All right. I press next, and guess what pops up? Take a look. All right, here is the text. Hi, James. After years of research, see how the X39 patch was unveiled. Watch it here. Now, if I want to change that and I want to say, hi, James. Hey, it was great catching up with you. Here's that video I said I would send to you. You can write that. You can literally, go in here and start erasing. See this? Just you can erase, retype what you want and send. All right. I'm not going to bother to fix that sentence. What I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and send that. Watch. Now, of course, I'm sending it to myself. So, oh, hey, someone has sent me a message. Oh, let me take a look. And there it is. And there's the message. Well, guess what? Now watch this. Here is what I believe is one of the most powerful aspects to this app, because when anybody clicks on what you have sent, you receive a pushed message right back to you saying your video, your PDF, whatever you've sent is being viewed right now. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go look at this. So what does it do? Let's see. Oh, yeah, here's that video he did say he was going to send me. I'm going to go ahead and click on play because I'm curious about this video. I'm not quite sure what you guys, oh, there, you can see it. No audio, I believe, but watch what happens on my screen. I'm going to close out of that. I've got a video. I just got a notice that said the video's being viewed. There it is. Oh, wow. He really watched it right after I said it to him. Now, what is that? See, there comes another message. I got that by email. So by text and by email, right, I receive notification that what I have sent is being reviewed or looked at. Now, what does that really mean for you? What does that say? Well, if someone looks at it right away, you know they're interested. If someone doesn't look at it for 2 or 3 hours, well, finally, there comes the push message saying that, in fact, that video has been seen. And so you can follow up knowing they've looked at what you've sent. Now, what happens if a day and a half later, you haven't gotten that push message? What does that mean? Well, by golly, that means they haven't looked at what you sent. So how would that color what you would say to that person when you reach back out? Well, they didn't look at it. And you could say something like, hey, Sally, look, I sent you that video. And if you're like me, you're probably pretty busy and haven't had a chance to take a look at that yet. Have you? And what is she thinking? She's been taken off the hook. She doesn't have to misrepresent, well, I tried. Well, what, No, she's saying, oh, you're right, Jim. I didn't have a chance to look at that, but I am going to do that. Oh, when's a good time? Should I get back to you within the hour? Give you a chance to take a look? Yeah, that'll work. So what's happened? You knew what to say. If someone has looked at the video and you call back, you can immediately come with an assumptive attitude. Hey, Joe, how'd you like the video? What was the best part? What did you find most intriguing about what I sent you? Because you know he's looked at it. Well, he's going to have an answer. Now, he might say, I didn't like a darn thing about it. In fact, I don't want to ever hear from you again. All right. I guess that person is not interested in this business. But how often is that really going to happen? Because when you do, find someone that has an interest in you and they want to see a video, then, odds are pretty good when you send them something, they're going to know what to do with it. So that's the key, you see, with all of this information is the fact that you really have a better handle on what they are doing when you send them something. Now take a look at that second button, prospects. Okay, what's here? Well, this is where you lay in this is where the people are automatically entered who you've sent something to, right? It automatically fills into the prospects area. Okay, let me go to let me go to my brother Kim. I don't know if I actually ever sent him something. So, well, maybe I do want to send him something. Do I want to share contact? Do I want to check out his details? Do I want to set a reminder to contact him again? Do I want to delete him because I've tried for 3 months and he's just not responding? So out he goes. So you can control how you want to follow up, call, text, email, whatever. So it's really kind of lays it out for you in a very simple way. And see the thing over to the left, the little icon next to Steve Brown's name, the coffee cup. What is that? Oh, I can decide and label how hot or how cold they are. Like, well, they're just kind of hanging out. So I'm going to say that Steve Brown is parked right now and he's not really interested. He's not uninterested. He's kind of cool right now. So I might want to set a reminder when I want to follow up to then contact him again. So you can manage your prospects in a terrific way. Look what's down below there, by the way. Clear at the bottom. Notice you've got the icons for the various different sections of the app, which are also seen here. You see, you've got the same icons there as you see at the bottom. When I click on share, look at the bottom. So you can always navigate amidst the app really, really easily. Now, let's go down a little bit further. Boy, I feel like I'm talking fast, but I know I don't have a whole bunch of time. By the way, as I'm going, Gregory, if you have any questions or anybody wants to ring on something, obviously feel free here. Let me go down further. Notice social. All right. Social's powerful, isn't it? All right. Well, what if you want to share something on social? How can you develop some prospects, one to many, going out to the platform of social and posting something on the platform of choice? Let's say it's Facebook or Instagram or wherever. You can do that. But the key is when you post something, let me just post that right there. I then am asked, where do you want to put it? Where do you want to place it? And I choose. Now, if I did it right now, I'd actually go about the business of posting it. I don't want to post something right now, so I'm not going to show that to you. But the net is you post something and it's out there. It's on your platform. So someone comes along and reads this. This is, I am so impressed with LifeWave. The products have worked incredibly well. I'm going, wait a second. What's this? I'm going to click on this, all right? Then there's the opportunity that says, hey, if you like what you're seeing, fill in your name and a piece of contact information and press send, and I'll get back to you. There's my name. There's my contact information. So unlike normal posts where you have to pay attention to the comments to understand really what's the engagement factor, with the app, you have people that can actually reach back out to you if you've used the app to post some content. And by the way, there's quite a bit of content here. And we're consistently working to upgrade this on a regular basis so that we stay current. And there's a whole bunch more coming. We absolutely want to add to this on a regular basis. Down here, customer distributor enrollments. Hey, you want to sign somebody up as a customer? You can do it right there. Like to sign somebody up as a distributor? You can. Takes you right to the back office to do exactly that. Notice down here, office. I want to go to the back office, I can by just clicking on office. Now, I don't have this set up to walk me through. I don't have a user ID, that kind of thing built out for this, but you get the idea. You log in, you do your thing, and you're off to the races. And that's what's cool about this app. So, let me think what else. I talked about three-way calls. Alerts is when the corporation, when we send something out, it goes, we can focus on the United States, we can focus on Europe, some messaging we want to send out. Events, when there's an important event coming up, we post in this section. We go to here, there's events laid out in a certain way, appropriate for you. So there's so, look at Success Library there. You see that? I can actually go to the URL, takes me to the URL. I think it's lifewavesuccesslibrary.com. And you can go there and scope out all that information from the comfort of your phone. It's just that easy. So Gregory, that gives kind of a rundown on the basics because, if it was me and I understood what this app was really all about, I would want to get to know what's here. I'd want to get used to, I'd probably practice a couple of times sharing something so that I could understand what their experience is for somebody. And then, I would start to use it and I'd start with one or two, but eventually when you get really good at it, guess what you can do? You can it's like a prospecting machine. You can send out a share multiple times to multiple people like this. It's just a question of how quickly are you talking to people? How often are you having those casual conversations? How often are you reconnecting to someone that you know from the past and you literally fire up the conversation? Hey, I bumped into something, I'd love to get your opinion on it. I'd like to send you something. What's your current phone number right now? Whatever, right? And boom, off you go. And when they've looked at it, et cetera, et cetera. So gosh, happy to take questions. Where do you want to go from here? Robin, Gregory, what would be next?
Let me unmute myself. Gosh, Jim, that was just so clear. And you know how much I love this app, but you just brought it to life. I know for a lot of people, I think we maxed out the line, so I apologize if people couldn't get on because they were hungry to hear from you about this, but I love this app. It really takes the guesswork out of prospecting. And up until now, prospecting was kind of a one-way event. You send somebody something, you wonder, did they watch it? I wonder, and you call, did you watch it? And here, if they did, if they didn't, and you even know how much they watch. You can click on their contact and say, oh, he watched 20%
Right.
of a 3-minute video. Come on. So
and then think about what you can ask. You can say, by the way,
Yeah.
did you have time to watch the whole thing? Right. And if they say yes, then you go, well, actually he didn't. Well, I'm not going to call him on that.
Well, and you strike while the iron's hot. Somebody's watching the video, like you say, 2-3 hours or 2-3 days from now, boom, you're going to notice, pick up the phone, say, hey, I noticed you just watched the video. What parts were most interesting to you? What grabbed your attention, and continue the dialogue process. So,
And of course,
it's such.
and
Yeah.
Gregory, and if you want to be clever, like you just said, you might say, hey, I just noticed you, or you could just through the reality of, wow, what a coincidence. I just looked at it. Really? So
I just got the prompting to call you. Did you have a chance to watch it?
Yeah,
I just shut it off.
Yeah,
I just finished
exactly.
it.
So, the last thing I would only say is, knowledge overcomes fear. And in the world of managing the prospecting process, we all know we hesitate because we're not clear, we're uncertain. And so we don't take the next step often because we just don't want to be faced with, oh, I fumbled that. Oh, I didn't know what to say. Well, this gives you additional power you can practice so you know what to say and you can get good at that. And Gregory, goodness gracious, you and Robin been around the business a long time. That once you've done something a lot, it's just a second nature. And this becomes like you're connected to it. It becomes part of you and you start to get into the habit of, well, let me write your number. What's your phone number down? In fact, I'm going to send you something right now, if you don't mind. Yeah. And boom, right there in the coffee shop, he goes, whoa, okay, that was quick. Thank you. Right.
You could do it in the line at the grocery store. It's so quick and easy.
Yeah,
Totally.
it's true. It's true. Yeah.
And so there's so many features. It's like anything, you practice, and practice makes perfect, or as some say, perfect practice makes perfect results. But I'd like to suggest everybody shut off the news, shut off Netflix, and watch every video in the sharing library, because the sharing library you've created for us, Jim, you and your team, is just spectacular.
Thank you. Well, look, and it's one thing I didn't even talk about, the fact that if I wanted to, I could show this. In the top right-hand corner of the app, it says, what does it say? Hang on, I got somebody sending me something. It says USA/English, right? So if you click that top right-hand corner, you're presented with a menu. When you click on USA, France, Germany, Italy, Mexico, Poland. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is in Polish? Wait a minute. You click on Polish and apply, and next thing you know, all of the videos that you've just seen in English are now in Polish. The texts and emails are in Polish. So the one thing that I must say that the folks at what are they calling themselves now, Gregor? That's now
Technologies.
Now Technologies. They used to call themselves Member Tech. They are ahead of the game relative to languages. And we operate now, we're approaching, I think, 12 languages. Wow. And there's more coming. So over time, as you work locally, build globally, the whole thing, it's going to be possible for you to communicate across the world. When someone Spanish doesn't speak English, the basics of a video, you send them the Spanish version of it, and when they watched it, so that all works. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Well, Jim, such a spectacular job. I'd like to bring a couple of our leaders on one at a time that, are taking what you've created and putting it to use. So here's some practical examples and witness. And the first I'd like to bring on is Connie Lucas from down there in Phoenix.
Hey, Connie.
Hey, how are you? Oh
Good.
My God. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We actually did a team training about an hour ago with our team on the app. That's what came around. We started out with our conversation on our training about objections, because sometimes when people are new, that's their biggest fear about following up, is that they're going to get an objection. And so it was really interesting, because that moved right into the app. And how, when you use the app, you don't need to know everything. The new distributor needs to know nothing. Use the tool, send the information. And I explained to them that I was actually much better at it in the beginning, when I could honestly say, I don't know anything, put this thing on and I'll call you tomorrow, right? So that's a beautiful part. But you said something, Jim, about you get that call and somebody says, I hated it. I hated the whole entire thing. No problem. You just need to look at them and say, what were you hoping to see? Now you've opened up a whole new conversation that's about them, and being able to go in, as you said, to be able to go in prepared. I had a few today that were sending me something, and I went in to see how much of the video, the short one, they watched the whole thing. The longer one, they got through 50%. So I was able to go back and say, hey, I noticed you watched the videos. It's a lot of information. Not everybody needs that much information. Are you ready for me to connect with you? And she said, she was like, yeah, let's connect on this date. Well, what I noticed was she went back in and watched the rest of the video. So it just gives you this intel and the reminders. My goodness. So my husband and I have several businesses, but everybody's busy. Most people doing network marketing are doing it part-time while working full-time jobs, being parents, being husbands and wives, caregivers, all kinds of things. If it was not for those reminders, I would not be able to manage my business. To be able to go in and set and reset reminders. So as you're walking them down the pathway, let's say that first follow-up isn't a signing, but it's I want more information.
Right.
Great. You send more information and you reset your follow-up. And now you're going back to follow up again, right? But it works beautifully also for those distributors who maybe haven't quite engaged yet, but you don't want to lose track of them. Or you have customers who don't need to be in contact with you all the time. Why not send up reminders about them as well? Maybe it's a monthly reminder to check in onto that new preferred customer, or maybe it's a monthly reminder to check in on the distributor who's saying, I just want to try these patches for a while. But honestly, if you're building, as a lot of us talk about, and Gregory and Robin have suggested, if you're building with 3 a day and 10 in play, you are going to lose track of your people. And this app allows you to keep track of everyone. It truly is a lifesaver.
It's interesting how you talk about some of the nuances here that, I might not necessarily connect with because I'm not in the field, right? I'm not doing that. But you make a perfect point that the reminders all of a sudden, as you say it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's one of the most powerful tools we've got, because you do not drop the ball. You do follow up because, hey, pal, you made a reminder. Go do the contact. I love that.
I'd absolutely lose track if it wasn't for that. And another thing I've noticed, and most of you on this call have probably seen the same thing, the people who are watching the videos multiple times, they sign up as your distributors. It's a pretty straightforward as far as that. So it's a wonderful thing, and we're heading into the holiday season, and it's the perfect time. You're gonna, this year's gonna be a little different. You may not be connecting in person, but I love networking at the holiday, because you're going to be reaching out to people that maybe you haven't talked to all year. And this year, especially, I'm not going to be in person with them, but I am going to be reaching out and talking with them. And when they get around to what have you been up to, you can just say, you know what, I really want to talk about what's going on with you and these personal things, but I'll send you something. It'll show you what I've been up to this year. You can use the app that way as well.
Love it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Incredibly practical.
Connie.
Yeah.
Hey, and here we go. We got the healthy networker, John Ward.
Hey, John.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
I'm great. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. And I really appreciate your time tonight, because I learned a few things. And, it's almost like Facebook. Things change and you don't even know it's happened yet. So thank you. A couple things that you said that I have really started applying with this. The app has become a part of my daily mode of operation. So I can set goals for myself and say, I want to contact 3 to 5 people. And when I say contact, I want them to get the information. So I'm able now to make that part of my daily mode of operation. And one of the things that you didn't talk about, you only talked about text and email. I'm a Facebook guy. I love using it with Messenger, because you can still manipulate what you want to say. And I think you made a valid point. Because we can manipulate it, you put it in your words, like I'm talking to you, versus a canned speech, if you will.
That's right.
Because then people relate to it, especially if they know you. And so I just thought that the ease of that, where you copy, paste, change, and send it, whether it's text, email, or Messenger.
Yeah.
And, email's probably the worst in today's world, because the majority, the percentage is going down, 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 down of what gets open. Text gets open, Messenger gets open. So those are my go-tos. So thank you for that. But, and you need to make it work for you, how you apply it, not the way that someone else does, but apply it to who you are, how you work, and how you like to approach people. And if you take those, for me, I make it my personal system. It is, and what Connie said, it's just the reminders. Usually I have to set like 5 reminders on my calendar to remember to call somebody back to follow up with them. Now they just come to me in text or email. It's fantastic. It actually has simplified my life. So I thank you.
Well, there's no way that it couldn't simplify anyone's life, right? That's doing this business,
Right.
by definition. And
Right.
that's really the brilliance of it. It really is a great tool. I'm so tickled to hear how you and Connie and Gregory, and I'm sure a whole bunch of people on the call tonight, are using the app. It's good to know, we love the feedback. And of course, there's no bad ideas, and there's always something new. In fact, I think it was Gregory that suggested, hey, why the heck don't you have those patching protocols, get that information on the app. Why isn't
Right.
that there?
Right.
Because an awful lot of time you can't, where is it on YouTube? I can't find it. It's not so handy. What's the deal? And there it is right on your app. So that,
And
a mix
one
of
other-
information. Go ahead.
yeah, one other thing I'd love to give the accolade to for LifeWave. You can go to other companies and they charge upwards of $39.95 a month for this type of app. LifeWave has chosen to give it to us for free. That is a savings of basically $450 out of your pocket as a distributor. But if you don't take advantage of that, shame on you.
Well, I hate to tell you, it's going to go up to $100 a month starting tomorrow. But John, it has been a great. It'll be interesting to see how long we do keep it free. I can't say that it'll be free forever, because think about it. When we've got, 500,000 active distributors using the app, that's going to be a pretty penny that we have to pay. So, but certainly in the foreseeable future, this will continue to be free. It's our pleasure. And I think the key is, as the word gets out on its effectiveness, and as we continue to make it better, more efficient, more effective, right? And I get your feedback from the field, the team does, and we make sure that we just absolutely take advantage of the platform. By the way, talking with the folks that run Now Technology, and there are other things we hope to be able to do that we haven't touched yet. I mean, what would it be like if you got a pushed message onto your phone that said, "Hey, Frida Smith just made manager"?
Oh,
Really?
oh,
Speaking of reminders, I wasn't aware, but by golly, hey, Frida, congratulations. Now that kind of immediacy, we think would be obviously incredibly powerful. So, it's on our list. Let's put it that way. We want to do that because we think
I do have to
very
retract
effective.
one statement. I don't think they charge $39.95. I think they charge $4.95 a month.
I thought it was, I was pretty sure it was $1.95.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It is can be expensive, but it's our pleasure to be free. Glad everyone's getting some great use out of it. Anybody else? How I'm happy to spend some time. I know it's already been 40 minutes. You're probably near the end of your call, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to
Maybe
jump
somebody
in.
has some last questions or comments. Robin, you've been kind of silent in the background there.
Yeah, well, first I want to say, Jim, it's so great to see you. We've missed you. And, this is amazing what you went through. And we love how responsive and receptive corporate is to ideas from the field. And a lot of the changes that continually happen on the app come from the field. So just know that your voices are listened to, and, becoming a happy clicker like you talked about, Jim. And when you shared that the protocols are on there, I could hear people clapping. Just imagine, someone's got the patches and you just send them the protocol. How wonderful is that? You've also included the health tracker for someone who's a customer or a distributor. Send them the health tracker, make sure they have it, get their baseline down. There's so many different ways to use this for prospects, for customers, and for distributors. So we're so grateful. And it's so nice to see you, because personally, I've missed you. So
Thanks, Robin. Well, I really appreciate that. I'm glad I could take some time. I hope everyone finds this to have been a helpful 40 minutes. My pleasure.
It was extremely helpful. And I want to kind of reiterate what Jim said is, I call it being a happy clicker. LifeWave is constantly doing things behind the scenes, and they don't always do a great job of letting us know all the cool stuff they've done. So sometimes you just got to be your own happy clicker. And I invite everyone to really go through every single thing that is on the app, see what it is. And when you said Phil Jones' contract is up, for those of you that did not get to experience Phil Jones either at the conference or through the Empower Series, is that Empower Series going to be available, or is that end in January too?
No, that's got a later end time, probably in summer of this coming year, next 6 months,
Okay.
I think. We'll see. I'll make them come to us to take that down, because we've got an awful lot of positive feedback
Oh
on it.
my gosh, that was amazing. And our team even did a review of it, and we even awarded people prizes for reviewing and doing notes. So we went through the full 8 sessions again. So for those of you that came on recently, empowerlifewave.com, password is X39 lowercase x. Watch it. It will change your life personally and professionally. And if you haven't heard Phil Jones, please listen before January, because that talk he did was life-changing. And I've been in the speaking business for decades, and he was extraordinary. I don't often say that. And he was a gift to all of us. It'll change your personal life too.
And
Yeah.
let me throw something out. Also, one of I think it might have been the second or third in the series of 8 that we did in that Empower series was basically him, how to handle objections. And, you know, in his own inimitable style, right? A unique guy who just kind of riffed for about 40 minutes on situation after situation after situation. And I talked him into knocking that down to a PDF, which currently sits in the back office. That is evergreen. So if for folks that want to, you know, really kind of focus in, as Connie was talking about relative to objections, there's some terrific input there that can help you navigate your way through some perhaps what you might think are difficult moments. And he, you know, he's got such the gift, right? He's so glib, and he comes up with approaches to deal with objections. That's in the back office. I can't recall exactly, you know, what the section is called where he is, but just kind of scroll down through there, and there will be Phil Jones in that PDF. You can download it, keep it. That's going to continue to be there forever, by the way.
That's fabulous. And in the Empower series, there's an incredible document there also that we encourage everyone to print out. We did have a few people asking, is it going to ever be possible for people to use the app on their computers and not just on their phones?
I guess the answer is I'm not sure. I don't think they intend to go that way. I think they've just decided what they are and who they are and what they intend to be, and it will not involve desktop, because the world is continually going to mobile, and that's where the tech is going. I'm not going to speak for them, but I would guess it's probably about a 90% chance that they won't go to desktop, not in
Okay.
the near term anyway.
Okay, well, thank you for answering that. And finally, I just want you to know, I've been watching the comments. Wow, blowing my mind. Super awesome. So I just want you to know that.
All right. I'll take it.
Okay, and we did max out the lines. We are on Facebook Live for people that weren't able to get on and people that want to rewatch this, because I think you inspired everyone to use their app more. And just, I love seeing what's in there. And that Radfest talk was amazing. You know, unfortunately, it wasn't able to be live, but it was very, very effective virtually. Matter of fact, there a lot of things have unfolded, and David did another summit with recently with one of our groups and produced tremendous business. When people hear David, they just can't not get it. And we know that, you know, Connie and I talk about this all the time, that if, you know, getting people to watch the 18-minute video, they're going to call you back and say, I'm ready to get started, because it just so beautifully talks about the benefits. So Jim, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great to be here. Thank you so much. Continued success to everyone. We'll see you at the top.
Okay, great. So
And
finishing
I
up
think,
this
Robin,
evening.
you've got a couple of announcements, and we have one more special guest that we're going
Yes,
to be
we
bringing
do.
in. So
So let me
don't
just
leave.
finish
Couple
our
of quick
announcements. So this is the time of year where people have a tendency to consume a little more sugar than usual. And for those of you that have done that or have experienced that maybe in your past, maybe not now, when you start that journey, it continues. And it's like you take some in and you want some more, and it does have an addictive quality. So the special promotion for this week is buying 2X39 patches, you get a free SP6. That's designed to curb your cravings. So that might be a wonderful thing, whether you've had it or not. It's not a weight loss patch. It does curb cravings. People have said it's worked on other things other than just sugar. It could be a variety of things that you might have cravings for. So make sure people know about that and notice that it's on your app. Getting people to watch the app, you know, open it up and watch those things flash by. So that was one thing. Also, I don't know if everyone knows this, but corporate has a brand new Facebook group, and it's LifeWave Business Builders. On that Facebook group, they share the promotions, they do Facebook Lives. There's going to be, members on there. There's promotions. There's giveaways. There's all kinds of wonderful information. And one of the newest posts, and I'm encouraging Emily to create a unit section like we have in our Facebook group, so it's easy to find things. Emily did a really wonderful video on how to set up your cash card. And we have a great document in our Facebook group that goes deep, step by step. Thank you, Judy Daniel, for doing that. Our school teacher, she's amazing with the details. But please watch that. And one of the changes that I saw that makes a big difference, because we know it takes a little longer than we'd like for people to get their first check. Well, as soon as someone gets enrolled and they're serious about building, you can start the process now. So please watch that video. It is also in our unit section under compensation. And that is a great thing to know about. And then my last announcement before our final guest is, Tuesday nights, we have our LifeWave introduction, LifeWave and X39 introduction with our doctors in rotation. We have wonderful doctors on there. And tomorrow evening is the last regular doctor presentation from Dr. Shauna Young, who has become a very favorite to many, many people. She was doing it every single week for over a year, and she's going to take a little respite. She's not leaving us, and she'll be available to come on if we need her at special times. So line up the call, and we love your stories. It's your stories. I mean, I heard a story on our call this morning. I think it was Michelle that talked about her finger, and I looked at my finger that had a scar that I can't even see it anymore, and I didn't even notice that. So when you share your story, you inspire other people to think about other people that they want to share. And so that is tomorrow evening, and that is on liveyoungerzoom.com. We do record these, so they're all available on our YouTube channel, Live Younger YouTube, and it is organized in categories, so you can find them. And one of the videos that showed up in the doctor's section is something that I did a long time ago when I was brand new and I knew nothing about anything, and there were no tools. And Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Jonah are our sponsors. And I interviewed Dr. Nicholas about, could you please explain the patches? And so it was a 30-minute YouTube, and turns out that, 12,000 other people liked it too. So just know that there's a lot of resources available, and we always invite you to be a happy clicker and look around and see what's available. So I wonder if our special guest is ready. So is he ready? Is he ready? Come on.
Oh, ho, ho, Merry Christmas!
Thank
Merry
you, Santa.
Christmas!
Woohoo! Well, welcome, Santa. I know you have a special gift for everyone this evening, so I'm going to let you share that.
Well, I do, and it's called Free Friday. This Friday, on December the 11th, one of Robin's mentors of, I think, 20 years, correct me if I'm wrong, 27 years, it is going to do a free webinar for us at 9 a.m. Pacific or noon Eastern. You can figure out the times in between. And it's about conscious completion. And that is going to be wonderful for closing out 2020. For many of us, it's been an exceptional year. For others, it's been somewhat of a challenge. She is going to shed some really great light on it and prepare us for 2021, which is going to be phenomenal. If you aren't making your plans now, plan on being on this call on Friday. It will change everything for you. You will be busy right up to Christmas Eve making your plans for 2021 after she is done doing your conscious completion. And I'd love to leave you with this, Robin, and everyone. And and I've been working on my plans, and I'll be done working on Christmas Eve, but about a month later, I already have to go back to work to start planning for 2021, a year from now. So, but think about this. We all have the same 24 hours. And what you need to ask yourself is, how do I want to use those 24 hours? The other thing we have is we all have the same 52 weeks. Do I want to be standing in the same spot a year from now? Whether that's spiritually, financially, personally, I apply it to our business. Where do you want to be? That's Santa's words of wisdom.
And thank you, Santa. It's so wonderful to have you with us this evening. And yes, Friday is going to be a very special time, because how we end the year is how we start the year. And we want to support everyone in having a very strong finish, and end those, dangling participles, those things that are incomplete, actually steal our energy and our power away, and setting yourself up to have more peace and more success in an extraordinary year in 2021. So we will be sending out a special invitation with a registration link tomorrow. It is free, and you're welcome to invite other people. You can forward that invitation if there's other people you know in your life that you think would be interested in something like this. And like John said, JJ has been my friend, my mentor, my coach, my trainer, and she's changed my life dramatically, and I want to share with all of you. So, and I know several of you know who she is, and so I want to complete our call this evening. I want to thank John. I want to thank Santa. I want to thank Connie and Jim and Gregory and each and every one of you for hanging in there for the whole time. We did max out the lines tonight, so that's a great sign. And thank goodness we have Facebook Live and Live Younger YouTube. So it's Monday, and have a great week and have fun using that app. Oh my gosh, I think we got inspired this evening. So we will complete our call. Thank you, everybody. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.